on anime where we're talking about people trying to make adult animation where the characters have big cute eyes and they're doing all this cutesy stuff and the animation's bad. Don't talk to me about the fucking animation on a DVD release. We got all kind of anime out there that's corny.
Exactly.
I'm not even criticizing anime, but a lot of it's bad.
There's tons of it that's bad and just forgettable.
Yeah. I mean, people try to get deep with this shit too.
Yeah.
You know, Dragon Ball is it's some of the worst animation I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I know a lot of people can criticize me on that, but tell me I'm wrong. A lot of early Japanese animation that people really love is the characters are just sitting there and they're talking. The mouth is just moving while the characters are still.
It was cheap. I mean, it was done cheaply. I mean,
how
do you think they got so many done? I mean, because it was done on the cheap. Yeah.
And we still have that going on today with some things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, granted, I like anime now. And now, if you want to know a movie that they should have probably tried to model, or a show they should have tried to model after and probably got this Japanese company to do it for this. What?
I'm curious because right when you said that, a movie automatically clicked in my head. I mentioned it not too long ago, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. What is it?
Wicked City. The guys who did Ninja Scroll and Wicked City. I mean, I was like, those guys would have been the perfect guys to work on this project.
You know what? I wasn't thinking about those, but you were right. Yeah. The animation was very good. I think that would have made a good company to do that. This DVD,
especially when the people are turning and it becomes like a thing type creature.
I mean, that's the movie riff with creatures in it. They would have been perfect.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, if you want to just go a better quality of animation and you want to make an animated movie with a lot of violence, the company that does, and I forgot the name of the company. I used to know because I've seen this show 3 times over. Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, and watch the show. You will be amazed.
It's a series, right?
It's a series. I don't know how many of them they made, but you will be amazed at the production value on that show.
Really?
For a series, a TV series.
Is it good? I mean, I really like the original and the sequel.
And the sequel is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the sequel.
I can't tell. I haven't been able to put the whole thing together.
Okay,
but I've seen all of them. Like I said, I've seen all of them 3 times repeated, and I still don't know what the fuck is going on. No, okay. There's some dude in there laughing, man. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Somebody's gonna get on and say, "Corey, you dumbass." And exactly. I was like, I don't care. Okay, I really don't give a fuck. All right,
we're busy.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of those episodes were cool. They had one episode where they had a runaway tank going down the street.
Oh yeah,
and nobody could figure out why this tank was going crazy. They thought the robotics in it was bad, and then it comes to figure out. They come to figure out that this tank. Now this is gonna sound crazy, but the way they did it in the show was cool. Yeah. This tank was actually it had the brain implanted in it of a dying man who created the technology for the tank. He had a project where he was able to put himself in this tank, and he hated his father. And so the tank was on his way to kill his father. Yeah, that was going to be his last dying act because he was dying anyway.
Yeah.
And then they had another one where they were trying to solve the mystery of a geisha house where the geisha girls, who are all androids, were going crazy and killing their customers. So it was cool shit like that. Yeah. Like it was themes on where does consciousness begin, and where does life end, or
right. Which is the theme of all the movies.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Like what are robots people too?
It's Ghost in the Shell, you dummy.
Exactly. So it's a cool show.
Ghost Star people, Corey, by the way. Yeah.
Ghost Star people too.
Yes.
And robots.
And robots. Yes.
Okay, not you though. You a son of a bitch. So. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you real quick. My brother got me with one of those things that scared the shit out of you. My brother sent me, it wasn't a car commercial. He sent, and people, tell me if you got this. He sent an email and it had a picture. And it said, in the picture, see if you can find the cat or something like that.
Right.
And it said, look close and turn up the sound because there might be some audio cues. And so I turned up the sound on my speaker, didn't see anything, got real close, turned up the sound even closer. And I'm staring for about a good 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden, you know that painting, The Scream?
Yeah.
Imagine he took the figure from The Scream, made it look real, like real ghostly, like a pale, ghostly looking woman with a mouth wide open.
Yeah.
That image filled my screen with the sound. And I jumped out my fucking seat, and it was broad daylight. I was scared to leave my room.
Your brother's one son of a bitch.
And man, my brother was scared of that shit too, because he said,
Yeah.
because I went to see him. I said, man, you got me with that shit. And he's like, yeah, let's watch it again. Look. And he's like, oh, no, turn this shit for that fucking man. Come back up, turn it.
Wow.
And I was laughing
I
about
can see your brother doing that.
And
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. And I was laughing because I was laughing at him. But I was like, yeah, turn that shit, because I don't want to see that shit either.
Oh my god! Well, I'll tell you what. The first time, honestly, I got caught twice. I saw that car commercial. That got me. The second time, I was on the internet and I see this link. It says, "Click here to go see Jessica Alba nude." And for some reason, I don't know, I was feeling good. I was like, "Hey."
Oh, the computer stopped and interrupted your
awesome story.
Your engrossing story.
Damn you, Ning.
No, I can't even blame Ning for that. That was me. So, all right. Yes. Well, I'll tell you where you left off.
Yes.
And you left the computer cut off.
Yeah.
At a cliffhanger.
It did.
You said I went to this site and I was about to click on to see Jessica Alba, and right when I did
that.
Right.
I was about to see Jessica Alba, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, Jessica Alba, boobylicious. And I clicked on the goddamn thing. I click on it, and then it opens up, and it shows, like, pictures of Jessica. It's like it was getting ready to show you a video. And then all of a sudden, you see Jessica Alba, and then out of the goddamn blue, and I was like, oh, my God. I go rolling back.
How are you doing it?
Go rolling back. The desk, like, falls over. All kinds of craziness. The toaster explodes. Craziness, Corey.
You ran out of that time. Get to the chopper.
Yes, exactly. I ran out. Get to the choppers. Oh, banging on everyone's doors like there's a fire. Get to the choppers.
Like, what's wrong with that? Hey, little ball at the door. What's wrong? Neighborhood watch.
Exactly.
All right, man.
Anyway,
right.
Yeah. Be careful, kids.
Yeah, don't just be careful. You click on. Might end up shitting on yourself. You
Jessica Alba will never be nude.
Jessica Alba's not for free. If she's naked,
no.
she ain't for free.
Oh, no.
That's what you get anyway.
That is what I get. And I'll be getting it again.
Man.
I'll keep trying. I never give up, Corey.
You hit the jackpot one day.
I never give up. I'm no quitter.
All right, man.
Woo!
Man,
all right, wow.
I'm about to read it.
If only the people knew. Like we were talking, it was almost like we were crazy people talking to ourselves. As far as me and Corey got into another email, and boy, did we go on, and then before we realized,
it was we didn't record at all.
What the hell?
And I got to go back and do this all over again because I'm going to ask the question. I put too much work into that.
I know. I was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Because I read it and I didn't check ahead of time to see what it was. So it was a question that required some math.
Yes.
And I sat up here and you could see like my brain going all like.
I know. And I ain't going to help you, Corey.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to help you. No.
It's been a goddamn
the
computer.
best way to learn is to figure it out yourself.
And I was sitting there doing all these numbers and everything. I was like, fuck,
I was just laughing at you.
I was like, maybe I got the numbers wrong. So look, I'm gonna try and do this again.
Go.
All right, I'm gonna try and do it one more time.
Well, sum it up. Go ahead, Corey.
Okay.
Go into it.
Maybe I'll go faster this time because before I was like,
you got your thoughts and 2 + 2. Corey took off his socks. He was counting his toes. I was like, and I was just laughing. I love it.
You take 2 stones and slide them over. So,
where's my abacus? Still have one of those,
I got a
Corey?
fucking calculator right on the computer.
It's not an abacus. That's like one of those play school things you give to your 3-year-old. had like bees and apples on it.
It's a fucking baby mobile.
Exactly.
I'm trying to do an abacus. I'm working with that Othello game, trying to like it's an abacus.
Why are you trying to do math with Connect 4?
Why is every answer 4? Pretty sneaky, sis.
Nice.
Let's see now. All right. Fuck, man. I am gonna do this again. It's from Blake. And his email is hits and flops. Okay, he says, "Hey Corey, what up, man? Trying to read this question again, about to fry my brain again. That's what's up. I have a question. Do you know how much a movie has to make in order to not be a flop? Like, I guess in percentage. Mm-hmm. Now, the way we started this out was
explain to us, Corey.
Okay, I said, the only way I know how to really begin this is to look at big blockbuster movies,
right?
Because I kind of know the numbers for those.
Exactly.
So here's the math that we did.
Yes,
it might be all fucked up
that you did
it off the top of my head, but we'll see.
Yes.
So please help me if I'm completely wrong here. But the way I figure it, I'm gonna embarrass myself. But the way I figure it, the average blockbuster, $150. 150. See, I'm already fucking up.
There you go.
$150 million. Okay, so you have to break even with just to get that $150
Right.
back. But on top of that, you have marketing. Marketing is another $100 million
Right.
for a blockbuster. That's what I'm figuring it is. Now, okay, so that's $250 you have to get back to break even.
Yes, to break even. To recoup that money.
Furthermore, it even gets deeper. Now, what did we say before? We said, what did I say? It was 40% for
40%
for the theaters.
For the theaters.
Now, you take 40% of that $250. And no, I'm sorry, 40% of $150. I mean, God damn it,
Yes.
40% of 100 of 150
I'm just going to keep
million
going.
dollars. I know, yes,
Yes.
40% of $150 million. I think that's going to come out to $60 million. Okay, now you add that up. That's $60 million to the $250,
Okay, where's my calculator?
and that's $310 million that you have to make
Right.
to break even
Yes.
for a $150 million movie.
You are correct, sir.
So now think about that. In order to break even for a big budget movie, you have to make more than twice
Oh, yeah.
what your budget is.
And the studios don't want you breaking even. They want you making money.
Exactly.
Yes.
So now let's just again in blockbuster terms, let's look at what makes a flop. Right. I would imagine that any movie that has had its run and did not make its budget is a flop.
Right. And we
They
said
didn't-
Speed Racer.
And Speed Racer we use as an example. I don't think Speed Racer, that was a huge budget movie. I think that fell in that $120 to $150 million range.
Lots of promotion, lots of,
And so,
toys, everything.
I mean, so if you don't even, and I don't think that movie, here domestically at least, it did not make it up its budget. Now, and if you didn't make up its budget, because to break even, you got to make twice as much. So if you can't even if you can't even meet what the cost of the movie is, you fucked.
Considering how many theaters it's in and how many screens it's taking up. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's,
Now,
there's no excuse for not making that money back, Corey.
Now, I can't really say these days what is making a flop and what is making a hit because, like we said, for Speed Racer, I don't know how well it did on DVD.
Right.
I don't know the marketing that goes behind a DVD. I still haven't really figured in how much movies make domestically, and I think Speed Racer did okay domestically. But so they're recouping their money bit by bit.
Right. And now they can only hope to make their money back in DVD sales, I guess. I mean,
exactly.
it
Every
seems
little bit helps.
And everyone's like, don't worry, if it didn't make its money in the theater, it'll make it on DVD because all of a sudden that's the target. That's the target audience.
Exactly.
Now.
And that's not always a sure thing either.
No, not at all.
Which is why you have a lot of companies now just going fucking straight to DVD.
Right.
And so yeah, and then you got to think about some of your lower budget movies. We said if there's a movie that costs $15 million, you're probably going to be able to make $30 million easy off of it if it's a hit because
you're hoping if it's a Napoleon Dynamite, let's say.
Oh man, that movie killed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So because you're not going to have as much marketing. I mean, look, let's take that Kirk Cameron movie, that religious film. That movie it cost like, I think $100,000 to make, maybe $100,000 to $500,000 to make. I'm gonna say $600,000. All
right.
I'm gonna say $10 million. No, I'm gonna say the movie costs somewhere between
50 cents.
50 cents. No, the movie costs somewhere between $300,000 to $700,000, I think, to make.
Right.
That movie was released and made $6 million.
Yeah.
That movie had no marketing except on the internet, which was nothing.
Yeah.
That movie killed.
It had its. Well, I tell you what, it's those Jesus freaks out there, man.
The ones that kept people from voting. I mean, the ones that kept people from gay people from getting married. The one that rallied and kept people like
the children of the corn. I call it.
Yeah, rallied up and voted because that's how Proposition 8 got passed. They all did.
I know.
It was a lot of I won't say anything, but
religious right.
But look, they know how to organize.
Oh yes, they do.
And you know how much of that money is profit.
Oh,
they distributed that movie themselves. They got all they had to do was pay the theaters. Oh, and they didn't release that many theaters.
Oh no! And
that movie got into the top 5 and made like $6 million. Man,
snuck in there like the plague.
And look, I might be wrong. It might not be 6. I mean, let me see. Was it $6 million? It might have even been more. It might have been. I mean, I'm not sure, but it was in the millions.
It made money. Yeah,
and it made a killing.
Yes, it made a killing. Yes.
So that's my little rant on how the nature of the business goes. So
I don't know what you just said. I felt like a parrot for a little while.
Well, I'm just in order to ask and to answer the question, what is a flop and what isn't?
Yeah,
I mean, you got
it depends on the movie. Yeah,
yeah,
it depends on
really
what kind
not,
of movie you're talking about.
It's not that cut and dry.
It's not. No, not anymore. No, especially DVDs have kind of fucked up everything as far as numbers
damn
are
DVDs.
Concerned. Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Here next.
Next question.
Okay,
Corey.
this comes from AJ.
AJ,
and I'm gonna read this because AJ says in his subject title, he says, "I have a good question for. Let's do this." All right, let's see how good.
It better
this
be
is.
good.
Why are actors who do a good job of performing serious nonfiction characters in history automatically considered